Alright, here we go. It is June 29, 2026. Monday, June 29, 2026. And this being the first video, my name is Joseph. I'm 20 years old. And the reason I wanted to create this channel or this video is because I want to share a bit more of my journey and document the journey of building a business at the age of 20 as someone who is seeking after the heart of God, trying to serve God wholeheartedly, and ultimately trying to be the best man that I could be in this life. This channel has been something that's very interesting. It hasn't been one of those things where you wake up and it's just a task list to do on the business. It hasn't been one of those things that I have to do this because it's going to serve this specific thing in growing the business. Instead, it's just been this small bug that's been growing in my head for the last half a year or so. So every single day I'd wake up, I've got my task list on the business, and then there's this little bug in the background. And so I wanted to make this video to kickstart this channel. And this little bug in the back of my mind has been, I should build a channel to document the behind the scenes of what it's like building a business and growing it at the age of 20. For others that are doing the same thing, that find themselves in a similar position, that want to connect with me, and then also to encourage and help teach you the lessons that I'm learning along the way. So this is going to be very raw. This is going to be very organic, very authentic. There's going to be no production, no script. It's just going to be straight off the top of my head. The topic for today's video is going to be creating the channel, or what it's like to feel a calling as a business owner. So typically in our day-to-day life, right, the biggest priority for the majority of us is, if we are growing a business, it is doing the task list or the things that are going to be growing the business the most. So it's these list of things that we wake up and we need to do because this is the stuff that moves the needle forward in the business. But feeling a calling is very different. Feeling a calling to do something that you're passionate about. It can sometimes be something that has nothing to do with the business, that you just feel really amazing when you do. It can sometimes be something that serves a higher purpose. Like, for example, it could be something like going down and sacrificing your time to evangelize to people. That has nothing to do with growing the business, and the business shouldn't be everything in your day-to-day life. But sometimes we could feel bad about that because it doesn't serve our biggest goal, which is the business. But it does serve a bigger goal, which is, being a genuinely good person in this world. So that does do something that's positive. That can be something that's a calling. Sometimes a calling might be, serving a year in teaching in the school that you grew up in, because you just feel like you need to do that for the next generation. Like, you felt like what you got was too good. The teachers around you were too good. They taught you too many important things in life that you can't let the second generation miss out on. Sometimes a calling could be starting a certain channel like this one, documenting the behind the scenes to help other creators who are in a similar kind of battle, in a similar industry with similar goals, connect with you and learn from your lessons, and hopefully even benefit from the mistakes that you've made so that they can avoid them and ultimately do better, or even serve God in a better way. So callings, there's one thing in common that I remember with callings. I felt a calling when I first launched Ultimate Editors. In that point, it was 2023 or 2024, I forgot. Where I was living in an apartment down near the city, and day-to-day life was pretty robotic. I had a routine that pretty much defined success in my day. Wake up at a certain time, read my Bible. At that point, I don't remember if I was a Christian or not. And then go to the gym, and then, do all the sequence of things. I was in high school at that point as well. And then that was a successful day. And the difference between what I felt was comfortable or what I felt was normal and the calling was that despite doing the routine, the thing that made me feel like I had a normal day, it still didn't feel normal. And it still didn't feel natural. And the reason was, this is what I believe God's calling is. God was calling me for a change. God was moving the platform and I wasn't moving with it. And so I was bound to fall. And so what happened as a result of that is the idea of Ultimate Editors, or a YouTube channel that would teach video editing with that special angle, the uniqueness of making things extremely entertaining. That was the thing that made me say my day was productive, my day was successful. Despite the routine being the thing that I've set in stone for so long, the thing that defined my day as success would have been that calling that I should have served. And every day that I wouldn't serve that calling, I would find myself at night arguing to convince myself that my day was a success. And I would just ask myself, why do I not feel like my day was a success? I followed the routine. I did everything I'm supposed to. I just didn't follow my calling. I didn't follow what God really wanted me to do. And so ultimately, when I did follow what God really wanted me to do, I built the YouTube channel and I built the Ultimate Editors. Or in the beginning, it was just the YouTube channel, and then it was videoeditors.io, and then it was Ultimate Editors. That was when real satisfaction or fulfillment kind of came. And that essentially came after doing the calling that God had set me apart for. And so, all of this to say, I know as business owners, we wake up in our day-to-day life and we define success by the set of things that we complete in the day. And if we complete them, it's a successful day. Sometimes that's just not the case. And this is one of those cases. I've been growing Ultimate Editors for 3 years. On this channel, I aim to be as blunt as humanly possible, for the sake of one thing and one thing only, to help you improve faster and to help you avoid the mistakes that I made, which cost me a lot, and to ultimately help you Christian business owners serve God as well as you can. Okay? Or if you're someone who's young like me and you want to get into business, I ultimately just want to help you on this channel. That's my only goal, just to help you. To tie that back to the original point that I was saying, the reason I'm making this video is because I've been growing Ultimate Editors for 3 years. We've made somewhere around, I'm just going to give estimates, we've made around, I think, $500,000 with Ultimate Editors, so $500,000. I'm 20 years old. This is very young to be experiencing that much money. I believe genuinely God has blessed this business and God is entirely responsible for growing it. I've just been a blessed vessel, essentially. I've been lucky to be able to take this position in life. And at the age of 20, making that amount of money and operating that kind of business, and I've been also very serious in other areas in life, which I'll probably discuss in other YouTube videos. This is a moment where things are a bit changing. Ultimate Editors has had lots of ups and downs. I'll talk about this on a different video because there's so many lessons to be extracted there. But ultimately, in this video, I'm making this channel, I'm making this video specifically because there's a calling. And the calling is that every night when I go to sleep, I'm thinking about, I should have a BTS video where I just share with genuine business owners the mistakes that I've made and ultimately how I'm trying my best to use my business to serve God in the best way possible. So this is my behind the scenes channel. This is the channel where I'm actually going to be fulfilling the calling which I believe God is calling me for. I'm not sure where this is going to go. It's going to be very interesting. Imagine I look back on this in 6 years and it's just grown into something insane that I can't even imagine. Maybe even bigger than Ultimate Editors. All this to say, I'm making this channel because I believe God is calling me to use the skills that I've got to help the people around me. And I don't think there's a way to do this besides being raw and authentic with the lessons that I've learned and just building a behind the scenes channel. So ultimately, this is for me. This is because I want to document my journey and because God is giving me this buggy itch inside of me that just keeps on telling me every single night, you need to have a BTS channel where you just share your business lessons. And so I hope that this is useful for others, but I'm not doing this for views. I'm not doing this to get, the most optimized video. I'm not focusing on optimizing this channel and making it really easy to watch and entertaining and making it make a lot of money. I'm not focused on that. I'm just focused on serving God's calling, whatever that may be. And so this being said, this is the BTS channel. I'm going to be sharing all kinds of business lessons, personal lessons, lots of things that we experience in business. And the way that I'm going to go about this right now, what I've got in mind, is every single night after I complete the task list for the business, I'm going to click record on this camera and I'm going to be as raw and authentic as possible on what was completed in the day, the failures that happened, what I learned from it, the current seasons that we're going through with Ultimate Editors. So this is going to be episode 1, the calling, and yeah, we're going to go ahead and see how this goes. If you are here from Ultimate Editors, most of these videos are probably not going to be fit for you, but if you are a business owner or someone who wants to build a business, maybe you're 18, you're 20, maybe you live in Lebanon or another third world country, whatever it may be, or maybe you're a Christian who just wants to follow a Christian business owner, hopefully this channel is going to be for you. I'm excited to see how this goes. Let me know your thoughts down below. And yeah, this is the episode 1, The Calling. Tomorrow, stay tuned because I'm going to be sharing a lot of very interesting experiences that I've experience throughout the day and throughout this week specifically, and a bit more about the chapter that we're currently going through. So thanks all for your time. I hope that God blesses this channel as well, and I hope that it's used for the good of the people who watch it. All right, see you next time.